That's the exciting part because I'm the first guy to see the core, 2.7 billion year old rock for the first time. It's like a treasure hunt, man. You open up like this treasure box and see what's inside. Just like the video says, Treasure Hunters.
All right, welcome back. This week I'm actually in Europe for a conference, so I'm going to be letting Drake and Mike take the reins on the majority of the updates. But before I do, I wanted to talk a bit about options and why junior explorcos use them as a tool for compensation for management. In general, junior explorcos issue options to their directors, employees, executive. Realistically, it's a motivation tool. The options really aren't worth anything until the company makes a discovery. It's not like I can turn around and sell them and make some money off them immediately. And so the idea is these directors and things like that aren't compensated, this is a way that they can get some skin in the game so that they want this to be a success. And so that's why the options are there. They're realistically there to help us as a team be motivated to make this a complete success. And then other people are asking me about my line in the sand with the million plus options I received. One of the reasons that was at that amount was because I opted to take a lower salary to ensure more capital working for the team, so that we can make that treasury last a little bit longer. And so that was balanced out with the options to make the compensation package appropriate. I'm going to let the guys take the rest of the episode from here. I'm going to try one of their pastimes, and I'm going to go for a little hike here. So hopefully it goes well, and I don't die along the way.
Fuck, that's a long way down. Yeah, hiking. I'm good. I don't think so. Back to the road. Fuck it, I went for it anyways. It's worth the view. That was pretty cool. They might be onto something here. Gotta figure out my way across this, which looks fine, and then just work my way back up. I think I'm gonna have to run some of this. There's like an hour and a half left. Sun goes down in less than an hour. So here we go. Oh, I hate running. Oh God. Okay. I can't run at all. So I'm gonna cut this corner and hope I can get across this river. That should save me, I don't know, at least a half hour. Wish me luck. I'm so close. I can see the path right there. I'm barefoot and I'm just gonna try walking across this thing. Oh my God. I hope there's no fish in here. Oh God, that's so slippery. Again, why do people go hiking? I'm so wet. I'm so sweaty, but I just saved like maybe an hour. I think it's like 30 minutes left. So here we go. Gotta love hiking. Woo! Home stretch. So much uphill. And that's up, and up, and up. It just keeps going. It's good because we got a pile of rain, and so this rock is super slippery. One more kilometer. It's really nice out here. Overall, I understand. Hiking's fun. It's an adventure. Maybe something easier next time. I don't know. All right, boys, take it away.
Yeah, so the last time you guys saw me was, I guess it was 2 weeks ago now. And I just got back from a hunting trip with all the boys. We got a nice big camp, big property, and there's about 20, 25 of us out there. Some of them are like my dad, some of them are like my brothers. So it's just a really good time to get out into the bush and reconnect with the boys and get that little refresh post-summer push and then fall winter drill program push. So it was a nice recharge, really needed it. It wasn't the most successful hunting trip in the world in terms of getting deer, but that's okay. That happens some years. The whole area, they really just weren't moving around. Me and my buddy Jared, he's another geologist. We go down into the swamp, into the low-lying area, because there's no deer up in the hardwoods, because it was raining out and it was kind of just, it was shitty out, right? And so we're like, they're probably hunkered down in the swamp, moving around there. So we'd walk, kind of slowly creep through the bush, trying to stalk them, trying to kick one up, and kind of walking in formation with hand signals because you're not saying anything. And it's just like, it takes you an hour to go 500 meters, but you're not making a single sound. And it's just like, oh man, this is sick. There was one point in time, I was sitting in the stand and it's raining out and there's no movement in the bush, but I'm still acting as though at any moment a deer can come out, because that's literally what can happen when you least expect it. And I was like, you know what? This is kind of like mineral exploration, where you're putting in all the work. You don't know if you're going to hit, but you're giving yourself every chance that you're going to hit, and you're expecting to. It doesn't always go as planned, but when it does, it's going to be sweet. So in terms of work last time, we were talking about QGIS and the Leapfrog model and kind of just designing the drill program and putting the finishing touches on things. Really just kind of finalizing the exact UTM coordinates for the drill colors, so I can give those to Mike. And right now, I'm pretty sure he's spotting those holes right now. So he's out in the bush getting everything started for the drill program, doing the groundwork to make sure everything goes successful.
A lot of the times I have to move the hole, and then I send new coordinates into Drake and say, this is where we plan the hole based on maps, but this is where the hole's actually going to be. He gets back to me right away and says, yeah, change the azimuth to this, change the dip to that, and we go from there.
I also had a meeting with our geochemists that we're consulting out to for all the soil samples. So we just kind of went through, what the sampling procedures were, what kind of data we have, what was the analysis that we did on the soil samples in terms of what elements we were receiving, what the threshold for cutoff was, the minimum detection limit. I'm going to meet with him early this upcoming week on probably Monday or Tuesday, and we're just going to dive into it. I'm going to get all the data to him, and let's say, a week and a half, 2 weeks max for him to go through everything and give us an actual package that is useful for us, so we can extract the most amount of value out of that data set. Just kind of staring at the screen and making sure that everything's in the right spot, because it's pretty important to make sure that you've thought of literally everything, and you're not leaving anything up a chance, because as Steph and Mike said in previous episodes, drilling's expensive and you really don't want to mess it up. It's the kind of thing that if you don't think it through, it keeps you up at night. So I'll have a little bit of time at home to, again, just make sure everything on the back end from the data collection side is going smoothly, and then get up there and take over what Mike has started. If there's anything that I've seen done very impressively by Mike, it's running a very efficient, smooth operating drill program. So,
well, took the last week off and did some deer hunting, looking for those fellows behind me. It was a good hunt. We have a hunt camp outside Gravenhurst here in Muskoka, and 8 guys and a well-oiled machine. It was kind of wet the first couple of days. Didn't really have much action, but Thursday we picked up a doe, and then on Friday we picked up a 10-point buck. So it was all in all a good week. I only saw just expired deer, no live deer, but I did see a lot of moose. Of course, when you're not moose hunting, you see moose, or when it's not moose season, you see moose. So heading up to site tomorrow. Start looking at some hole locations. This week I tied up some loose ends for the program. Did a little research on one of our holes because we're drilling underneath the shaft, and I went old school and did a cross section, so we weren't going to hit the underground development. So we're going to have to adjust that hole a bit. Got to meeting the drillers and the foreman tomorrow. We're going to check out a few sites. He just wants to see the lay of the land. And I've got to go beforehand to field fit the hole, make sure it's not on an outcrop or a hill or in a swamp or something like that. It's got to be flat. It's got to be out of a wet ground. As soon as the drill arrives, they'll be taking a dozer in to make a trail and a pad From the time they unload it, get it on site, they'll be drilling within 5 or 6 hours. So there'll be a night shift probably Monday night, and I'll see my first core in the morning. We went with Farage Roulier out of Amos, Quebec. I just used them in Red Lake in September. They're excellent. They were pumping out the core pretty steadily. As I said in week one, we needed a track or a drill on tracks to cross this water crossing. So they had one, and we asked for a quote, and the quote's excellent. Very, very good price. Yeah, 7 holes, about 1,500 meters, but like I said before, it's a moving target. You don't stop a hole in mineralization. You let the thing go until you're in dead rock. Our field assistant, Amanda LaPrairie, you'll meet her later. She went to Timmins today to pick up some surveying equipment for the drill for the downhole surveying and aligning the hole, make sure we're drilling in the right direction and as accurate as possible. Drill holes don't go straight. You can draw them straight on a piece of paper, but with the turning of the bit, a hole will actually deviate. So the longer the hole, the longer that deviation occurs. We like to know where exactly, when we do have an intersection, of where it is in 3D space. So we will send instruments down there to precisely measure the azimuth and the dip of the hole every meter. So and then we put that back into the mining software system, and you can see how the hole is curved and where it's actually gone. Sometimes you can throw on a magnetic susceptibility instrument on it and measure the magnetics along the hole. But we do that when we're teching the core. We get precise measurements on the hole itself. So, I mean, everything you do is an extra cost. So we end up doing that when we tech the core ourselves. So once the core starts rolling in, it is fairly routine. Core comes in every morning. Open the boxes, take a look, call Steph. Woohoo! This is the best part of being a geologist, and that's why I love exploration drilling. It's a treasure hunt. You never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates.